You're listening to The Final Note, live with Alex Vincent.
Welcome to the first ever episode of The Final Note, and I'm your host, Alex Vincent. What a last couple days I've had. Jesus. I came back from Albuquerque, HorrorCon. So first of all, I'm at my studio live in Clearwater, Florida, with Joe Davison.
Hello.
Joe,
hello.
I've known for a long time. He's a local filmmaker, actor, comedian, wise ass.
Yes.
He was with me, actually, in Albuquerque. It was an interesting show. It was a Comic-Con. It wasn't a horror type of event. And we'll tell you all about it, but I got to tell you, I got so sick. We call it the con crud sometimes when you're shaking hands with 1,000 different people over the weekend. And I was sanitizing it up like crazy, but, man, it didn't help because I had a fever of 103.5 last night.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was, the worst fever I ever had in my life. I was naked with a robe and flannel blankets, sweating my ass off, wondering if there was any way I was still going to do this show today. And
I had it as well.
Yeah, you got it too, huh?
Yeah, I got it Saturday, and
sore throat. My throat's been a mess.
Yep. Yeah, man, that's how I feel right
headaches.
now.
Headaches. Yeah, it's horrible.
I didn't get the fever though.
Oh, the fever I still have it, I think.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, it sucks. It was terrible. I shook too many hands. But so tonight, anyways, we got a lot of fun things to do and to talk about.
Did you shake anything else while you were there?
Huh?
Did you shake anything else while you were there?
No, just maybe
some titties.
No, I didn't shake any titties. No titties. But tonight we've got a couple really fun things going on. My really good friend AJD is in the house. He is an incredible musician. He's gonna play a song. That was him that we opened the show with. His new song, "Guns, Money, and Drugs." I've known him for 5 years. He's makes the most incredible music. He comes from a family of musicians. They're all talented. They're all awesome. So it's really a treat to have him here. And we're also going to call my lovely foster sister from Child's Play 2, Elise McCarthy, who I've gotten incredibly close with over the last few years. She really, I think her and I are closer than Andy and Kyle ever were. So it'll be fun to have her on. She's done a bunch of conventions with me, so she knows, what it was like this weekend. Albuquerque Comic-Con. It was packed. There was a lot of people there.
It was nice, yeah.
It was a lot of cosplayers, a lot of, those cosplayers, it seems like they go for the most obscure thing possible.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know that Japanese character.
No,
I have
they're
no
like,
idea what that anime thing is.
I'm the boss from round 2 of some obscure
video game.
Yeah. The more obscure they go,
It's not like it was. Well, we do horror cons, so that's a whole different group of cosplayers.
It really is.
It's like,
and I'll tell you, I fit in way more with that crowd.
Yeah, I do too. I don't understand the Comic-Con crowd because I don't know the characters.
I don't either. No, I
have
don't.
to ask. I'm like, what the fuck are you?
And which means that makes them not cool to them,
right?
And in turn,
yeah, we're just looking at idiots dressed up. But like, what are you? Yeah. What are you?
No, but they know exactly what they are.
I do enjoy all the variations of the Deadpools I see.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There were a few Chuckies. There were a couple different Chuckies dressed up.
Yeah,
I saw. There were more on Sunday, actually.
Not like that's all there was 2. I'm like,
no, there were 3 or 4. Though there weren't that many. Out of the 2,000 people that were there, I'd say, at least 50% of them came by to talk to me, and at least 90% of them told me how they hate horror movies.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
They weren't really, I wasn't really in the right place, but it was still fun, and the guys put on a good time, and we had some friends there, Joey Fatone,
That was
who I
fun.
got to hang out with again.
Yeah.
Joey's a great guy.
Thank you for introducing me.
You're welcome. Joey
Nicest
actually
dude.
bought. He is so nice. The first time I met him was at a convention, I believe. I guess it was Spooky Empire, one of the early Spooky Empires that I did.
Wow.
And I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and he came up and he bought an autograph from me. And I just said, who would you like me to make it out to? And he said, Joe. And I signed it to Joe, and thank you very much. I took his money, and he walked away. And my girlfriend was like, you don't know who that was? That was Joey Fatone from NSYNC. I didn't know. I had no idea who it was at first.
What the hell does that mean?
No, then I was, flattered that he gave a shit to come by and get my autograph. It was pretty cool. But anyways, I got to meet him, better over the years, and he's really a great guy. And he has gotten himself in such a cool position with the Impractical Jokers guys.
Yeah, oh, is that what he's... I didn't know what he was doing, Like, I didn't want to be like, yo, what have you been up to?
Oh, he's doing all kinds of things. He's got a restaurant, Fat Ones, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And, he's been hosting Impractical Jokers, Inside Jokers. And he's great on there. And, yeah, I got to meet the Jokers twice so far, and they're going to be in Tampa, actually, on February 5th.
Yeah, so
And I worked it out with Joey and Murr that I can go backstage and hang out with them again. Murr and Fatone actually said they're both going to come on my show eventually,
Oh, that's
so that would be
cool.
really fun.
Yeah,
to have
when is
them
that?
on. Their show is in Tampa on February 5th.
5th, right.
Yeah. Man, I could feel my fever just creeping back
Yeah?
into my face.
Yeah, you're looking a little rough.
Well, I took so much Tylenol and NyQuil and Dayquil over the last 24 hours that I think I'm starting to become immune to it. So it's not breaking my
should just be
fever. I just
drunk
have to
right
keep
now.
taking more.
Wait, are you seeing little, like, creatures crawling around?
No, we're not there yet.
Nice.
We're not there yet. Joe, by the way,
I'll catch up.
By the way, Joe Davison, who's with me.
Hi.
You guys also know him because he's a local filmmaker. He does, really good films. I got to work scoring on some of them and audio mixing and stuff. But you don't do much acting.
No, not really.
And you got a great part 2 years ago on Stranger Things 2.
Yeah.
What's your character on there?
I played Nerdy Tech, man. They didn't even give me a name.
Nerdy Tech?
That's how I was.
Is that what it said in the script?
Yeah,
Nerdy
I was
Tech.
very sad. Yeah, I even put on when I was filling
Are you
out.
more nerdy or tech?
I was more.
You were nerdy enough to get the role,
I guess.
But you're not technical
No,
in real life.
not at all.
But your character was, I guess.
He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's not though. He fucks it up. Everyone dies.
Yeah.
Of him. So good on me.
But still, that was awesome.
Yeah.
What a thing to get. That show's so popular.
Dude, it's still working wonders.
Yeah, it's great.
It gets me into the cons.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's
yeah,
great.
it's awesome.
People love it. I love the little kids who come up and they know Stranger Things and they immediately recognize me and they're like, Stranger Things, and I'm just like, wow, it's very weird.
Yeah.
If only the 27-year-old females would be doing that.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
you're married. You're a happy guy. Come on. So yeah, who else was there? Eddie Furlong. Eddie Furlong, who I got to see. I didn't. Before you
didn't
get to talk to him this time, he's a really nice guy. He.
The pizza's here.
Oh, pizza guy.
Pizza right.
Everyone loves pizza.
That's what I say.
Pizza's so good that every time you eat it, it's a party.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why I want my funeral to be
a pizza party.
Yeah, I just want tons of pizza there, like
Wow.
like 100 pies. Everybody gets to take one home with them. They're like, there was so much pizza. It was a party.
Yeah, that sounds like a great.
Even if
party.
I get married, I'm going to hand out menus that say pizza, circle one.
Nice.
And no one's going to complain. Everyone's going to be like,
no.
there was so much pizza there.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
There's all kinds.
There's all
Pepperoni and
kinds.
cheese and Hawaiian.
You can't go wrong.
You put pineapple on pizza?
I don't mind it, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not
Apparently
opposed
there's
to
a
it.
big
Some people
controversy.
hate it. Yeah, and I'm Italian as they come. I'm from North Jersey, Italian. Grew up eating the best pizza in the world. And I'll take that challenge against anyone in Chicago any day.
That's a big claim there, sir.
Oh, come on. North Jersey is the best. There's no bread like it in the world. But anyways,
has to do with the atmosphere.
that's not even a debate.
Yeah.
But anyways, what were we saying right before that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm high.
Yeah, you are. You're falling off the chair practically. You're hugging that microphone.
I am. It's in my legs, man. I love it.
Yeah.
It's nice. How you
Well,
feeling?
you needed it. It was.
I'm watching you descend over the cliff there.
I just feel like I feel my fever rising, but I'm just ignoring it because I'm just ignoring it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I
wasn't
for
ready
his
for this
show, folks.
Yeah, for my first show that there's
He
12 people listening to.
Right.
I
Is
took
there?
my life.
How many? I see
I
a
don't
few.
know. I don't know.
Are those
Hi
people
guys,
listening?
whoever is
Yeah.
listening, how you doing? Anyways, so Bam Margera was there also.
Yeah, he was.
I'll tell you, I posted a picture with him. People are talking so much shit about how he looks.
Oh man,
It's kind of like,
well,
you know,
him and Eddie.
you get older. Yeah, I guess
That's why I started off fat. So I just.
that's a good move.
If I just stay fat,
Yeah,
there's no change. There's no fluctuation in how I look. Oh, that's Joe. He's fat.
yeah.
If I lose weight, then they'd be like, "Great, Joe lost weight."
That's a good
But
way.
if I get fatter, they're like, "Oh, it's just Joe."
Set
he's fat."
expectations low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah, I'm starting a diet this year. I've been on it.
I've said that every day.
I have been on it pretty good. Especially, being sick to my stomach for the past 3 days helps.
That's
but,
cool. I'm really glad I'm sitting here now.
Yeah, you got your own mic. You got your distance. You're good.
But it was that dick we shared earlier.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Albuquerque, Bam Margera, he was cool, though. I got to meet him and Ape and Phil back in Monster Mania years ago. So that was cool seeing them again. The show overall was fun.
Yeah.
Now, this coming weekend is Days of the Dead, Atlanta. Are you going up to that?
No.
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 I've got to do Days of the Dead a couple times now. Let's see who's going to be there this year. I think I could look
I was
that
going to say,
up right now.
I was a big fan of Bam. I'm a fan of Bam.
Right. You're a fan of Bam.
Fan of Bam.
Yeah.
So, now I'm stuck on that. That's just going to be my head for the fan of Bam.
Fan of Bam. What were you going to say about it?
My damn fan of Bam. Hot damn. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, wow. It's like all of fucking Hellraiser's there.
All of Hellraiser, Doug Bradley.
Yeah, I've met him a few times, man. I really liked
Clive Barker. This is Days of the Dead in Atlanta coming up this weekend.
Oh, no, that's just Clive Barker.
That's just what he's from. Yeah, Bill Moseley and Sid Haig.
Nice. I just
Ehrlich.
met Rob Muse for the first time.
Yeah, Mukes.
Mukes.
Robert Mukes.
Sorry, what did I say?
He's a blast. Robert Mukes. We could tell you about. All right. So we went to.
Well,
let's skip to that.
I mean, do we want to get to that now? I don't know.
Well, we're still talking about Albuquerque. So they threw a little Joey Fatone party, I guess.
Yeah, like a VIP
wherever
thing
he
at this-
goes, it's a party.
At this place called the Library.
At the library in New Mexico, Albuquerque. This was a couple miles away from it. So
just a couple nights
you had
ago.
walked over there, and you were texting me saying you were already there. I was leaving. I'm talking to Joey, and we're just walking and talking.
Well, wait. I'd like to start that.
Hold on. You start talking. I'm going to grab my water.
All right, do it. Folks, Alex is dying, literally. We're going to probably have to call an ambulance here in a minute.
No,
anyways,
I'm good.
Yeah, so this is my perspective of it. I'm at the DoubleTree, chilling, waiting on this other thing happening, and you call me, and you're like, yo, I'm in the limo with Joey. Get your ass out here.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm waiting on a dude. You're like, all right, fuck off. And then you left in the limo.
Well, I was walking and talking with Joey, just like literally walking, talking. I was downstairs. I think I saw him in the lobby of the hotel. We're walking, talking, and he walks right into a limo. There's a limo sitting there, and the door's open, and he just, as we're walking and talking, he walks right into it. And I said, oh, you're going to the library now? And he goes, yeah. I said, oh, okay. And I just wasn't ready to leave. I didn't know if I had my pockets, my phone, wallet, keys. I don't know if I had everything I needed. And I said, oh, I'm not sure. He's like, what are you talking about? Get in the limo. So I got in the limo, and then that's when I let you know. And then so we drove around the corner, and we got to the door, and I don't know, I guess it wasn't time to let us in yet, so they took another lap. Maybe it's just because we had the limo. The other people in the limo thought,
I don't know this story.
Take advantage of it. They went, I don't get a lot of limo time. This was
right.
But it wasn't upon my request.
I should have ran to the limo and got in.
Yeah, so we circled around. Excuse me. So we circled around, and then they let us out of the limo. And now when we get there the first time, they just welcome us all in, guide us in. Hey, how you doing, guys? Come on in. We come in. They walk us back to our little booth in the back. I thought it was open bar. It wasn't. I got handed a check at the end. But anyway.
I thought it was too.
Right. So then all of a sudden we noticed that they're being kind of strict here. And I told him, well, I have two friends coming, which was you and Robert Mukes.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, let us know when they're here. So I guess you messaged me, something like that. I found out you were here.
Well,
I ran outside to get you.
Okay, wait. So let's jump back to my story.
All right.
So you leave in the limo. I turn around when Robert Mukes is coming down the escalator, which is just hysterical because he's
gigantic,
giant,
yeah.
Right? and he's like, hey, where's Alex? And I said, he just left in a limo with Joey. And he's like, where'd he go? And I said, over to the library. He's like, let's go. So then I was like, all right, and then catch up to you. I just thought it was funny, like, all that happened, like, in, 2 seconds of me turning around.
So when I go out there, and I have the pass with me and whatever, they stamp my hand, you know. I say, yeah, these are my two guys here. So I bring you in, and I think we're just going to walk in, but they stop us, and they say, stop, look at the television screen.
That wasn't then.
That wasn't then?
No.
Oh,
we went in. They
this was after we went out?
They weren't gonna let Robert in because he didn't have his ID.
Oh yeah, the guy
And
looks
he's like,
like
"Are
the
you
guy looks like
kidding me?"
he's
Yeah.
Okay.
The dude was like, remember the guy was like, fuck, like the,
Yeah, he looks like he's an ancient warrior. Like,
Yeah.
like he's
Robert's
6'10",
yeah,
gigantic
Anyways,
man.
So he was like, fuck you, and he walked in anyways.
Yeah.
But then the three of us went out.
He could have choke slammed all
Dude,
three
he
of
could
those.
have picked all of them up and
yeah.
threw them at once.
They were all kind of puffed up, those guys,
Yeah,
weren't
they
they?
were.
Like
They-
they
yeah.
had a bit of an
They
attitude.
didn't like you for some
They
reason.
didn't like
They
me?
didn't like you.
No, I'm not surprised.
Because it was clearly obvious after we went out with Robert and we came back in.
Yeah, they were trying to give us all a hard time.
Yeah.
So they tell us to look at the television screen, and they're going to
You're
pat
like,
us down.
What screen?
What screen? And I'm thinking, is there a camera in my face? What is this, like an infrared sensor thing that's going on? And they face us to the screen, and I put my hands out like I'm going through TSA.
Yeah, they had us both up with our arms in the air.
And they pat us down.
Yeah. He pissed me off, that guy.
He didn't check anything that was in my pockets. I guess he was just feeling for a gun or something. But
Dude,
yeah, they were really.
Yeah, they got real shitty real quick.
Yeah. So but anyways, we hung out there for a little while, and
That's Library Bar and Grill on
Library Bar
5th
and
Street
Grill,
in
yeah.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
If you want
The
a really
waitresses
good
were fun. They were
time,
all in outfits and stuff.
I guess it was supposed to be Comic-Con outfits, but it was more like now we're strippers.
No, I think I asked if they do that all the time, and they said yes.
Oh,
So
that's how
know.
they dress there?
I don't know, I guess. I can't think it was just for Comic-Con. Is that town that small that Comic-Con 2 blocks away makes everybody dress up? I don't know.
That's where the VIP party was.
Yeah, but they work there, those people. They don't work for the Comic-Con.
No, but maybe it was like a
Gave
deal.
them a heads up. You could dress up. I
dress
don't know.
Up.
Well,
maybe.
They
Heads
might
up,
be dressed
7
up. They
I don't
might
know.
not if you go there.
Yeah, they may not be. But they might be bitchy. I thought they were a little bitchy.
So back to this coming Days of the Dead. Who else is going to be there?
Just jump right back into it.
Well, I got it pulled up here still.
Yeah.
Oh, Kane Hodder. Kane's going to be on the show in a few weeks.
I love Kane, dude.
Kane's the best, and he's got some amazing stories. Eddie Furlong is
Oh,
also
Eddie's
going to
gonna
be
be
there.
there.
My buddy Tony Todd, who is a
Kathy
great guy.
the Jimmy?
The first
Love
time,
her.
The first time I met Tony Todd, I was at some convention somewhere in some state many, many years ago, and I was on this was early on, like in the beginning of me doing conventions, and I walked past him downstairs. I was on the phone with my buddy Matt from Jersey, and I was just like, yeah, this is crazy. There's all kinds of cool people here. There's the guy, dude, Tony Todd, Candyman, sitting there. So what was that? You had to look in the mirror and say his name 3 times?
Yeah.
And he's sitting on the phone, and he looks up from his phone call, and he goes, 5 times, bitch. That was the first time I ever met him.
That's funny.
Then another time I got him so stoned in Germany. I had just come back from Amsterdam. I got him blazed out of his mind like you wouldn't believe.
We left that part out of the other story.
I put him in a timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of timeouts, back to Albuquerque. We
finished the story, but we didn't say what happened after.
Gigantic.
We went out.
When we went out, I guess we were testing that security a little more. We went out and smoked a joint of Albuquerque's finest, I guess, and we put Robert Mukes in a timeout.
And did not
He left
everyone
real quick.
stop by as we were standing there? Danny
Did they?
Way.
Yeah.
Danny Way came by.
They all
the
smelled it on the
skateboarder.
corner. And just,
Yeah, they stopped by, and then that group of weird cosplayer kids came by.
Yeah.
Remember them?
No.
Okay. Yeah, there was like 4 dudes, and they're like, "Can we bob a cigarette?" And I'm like, "Dude, this isn't a cigarette."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, you're smoking right now." And I was like,
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, I remember that.
"I was like,
Yeah,
it's not a
remember that,
cigarette, bitch."
I don't know. Mukes took probably 6 hits off the joint, and he was
I don't know,
done.
man.
He
I
was
never
like,
saw-
okay, so how do I get out of here? Which is the best way out of town. I saw him the next morning coming down the escalator, too. I was like, so, you found your way home, huh? You all right?
I talked to him.
Yeah, he was, he's a great guy. He's as sweet as they come.
Yeah, he's so
Just a
soft
super nice guy. Oh, there's some wrestlers over, and I keep hopping back to Days of the Dead because I got it pulled up here. Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser 2. Chris Jericho.
Christina
and
Romero
Kevin
looks
Nash.
like, what's her name, dude?
I am on the website. That's good.
Let me just go right past that. Never mind.
Who?
That girl, Christina Romero. She looks like the girl from SNL.
Creep Show. Oh, she does. Maya Rudolph.
Maya
right?
Rudolph,
She's,
yeah.
in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maya Rudolph from Creep Show will be there.
Yeah.
No.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a fun weekend. I've done Days of the Dead a bunch of times in Indianapolis and I think Chicago and Atlanta also.
Is it weird that we mix wrestling into the mix?
Yeah, that's always been a little curious to me, why wrestlers find their way into horror conventions.
I don't know.
Because I grew up on wrestling, I don't care. Like, I don't get, like, defensive about it. Like,
right.
Hey, this is my turf, you know?
Yeah. I don't either. I don't give a shit. They're
no.
way more accomplished than I am.
Oh, yeah.
As
a matter of fact, Lita was next to me in Albuquerque. She was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She was the best. Lita, her name's Amy in real life. She was super sweet, and I always loved her character in wrestling because she was just very down to earth. And
I
real
stopped
and,
watching wrestling like after Junkyard Dog. Like maybe the Bushwhackers. Road Warriors? Who's older?
I got dragged in a couple times.
Road Warrior? The Road Warriors?
Yeah.
Were they around the same time as Hacksaw?
Didn't they become Legion of Doom?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then, that's the last kind of time I
All right.
watched.
We'll save that for the wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
See, they're working their way back into horror already, just like that.
Yeah, they're here now. Great, thank you.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, Christine, I'm gonna give her a call shortly here, and we're gonna see what's going on with her. So the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, it relates to the title of the episode. This show. All right, let me take it back a little bit. First of all, I decided to do this show for a couple reasons. First of all, I have this recording studio. I've had it for the past 5 years. It is super equipped for something like this.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. And, my passion for music combined with my life in horror led me to this idea of combining the two of them for this show. In addition to that, I have, a lot of thoughts. Anyone who follows me on Facebook or Twitter knows that I have a lot of thoughts. And, I realize that I have the platform to talk about it. That being said, yes, I do bash Trump all the time on Twitter. But this is not going to be that kind of show. My plan is not really to just bash him. I will have things to say about him. He will come up,
There's nobody that understands the horror.
He is going to be around in topic because there will be some social commentary on what's going on. It's unavoidable. But the topic for tonight is division. And the reason why is because you can't really discuss any of these topics without addressing the fact that willfully or against our will, we are the division in this country amongst friends and family and, people that really love each other are getting pushed further and further apart by this necessity to take a side and to either take a stand or just align yourself with those around you that are standing for something. And, I am one who always thinks it is best to speak your mind and to share your opinions. Even though, now it's the primetime entertainment all over the country. Like, So it's talked about constantly. You can't escape it. It's everywhere. Which is why, I don't want to consider
and
the
it's
show
being manipulated
political.
And fabricated.
It is. Well, it's being pushed. The division is being pushed further by all sides and by the participants that are engaging in it.
Well,
I think in part of it, division comes out of a result of us wanting to compete to begin with, and wanting there to be competition and wanting something to win at. So I think some division, first of all, is healthy. I think it promotes competition and success and trying to be the best you can be. But, with these polarizing issues today, it's like it becomes an issue of you're just aligned to one side and you're either right or wrong depending on who you're talking to, and there's no leeway. There's no middle ground. These lines are just getting divided further and further.
There's no medium, man. There's no gray line. There's no. I'm seriously, I don't understand why there's things that are still around like racism as deep as it is, man. Because I don't even see that shit, man.
In what way don't you see it? You mean amongst your friends?
No, me personally. I don't give a shit what you are.
No, of course not. I mean,
I don't care if you're. I don't care, man.
Live and let live should be the most fundamental
I'm an artist.
emotion
Watch my
anyone
movies.
feels.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want your $10.
Right.
I don't care if you're a fucking alien.
But there are, for those that are minimizing it out there, it still very much exists.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. The people on one side of an argument will say it's over embellished and it's not as problematic as it really is, which I think is ridiculous. I think any examples of it are worth condemning and worth calling out. And I do think in many areas of life it is still rampant. So I do think that's a problem. And I think that is part of the division. And I also hate to say that I think part of the dividing line is divided around Donald Trump's ego and which side of that ego you fall. Whether you're willing to root for someone who thinks he's the very best at everything in the world, knows the most of everything that has ever happened, is as completely infallible despite the fact that we know his many flaws, or you're absolutely disgusted by someone like that. And, of course it does come back to the fact that there was a choice between him and Hillary, and people have their own reasons for not liking Hillary. And in many ways, she was not likable enough. But in my opinion, Donald Trump is certainly not likable, but people do really like him.
I only had one criteria when I was voting, and I was like, I'm not voting for a dude who wears his hair like that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the confidence not to wear your hair at all because you're bald, or wear that in public, I can't vote for you.
Did you see that image of him?
But now that I think about that, he's got a lot of fucking pride to wear that out in public.
Did you see that picture of what he would look like with a bald head and a goatee? He would look much better, actually.
No, I didn't see
that.
But I envisioned the penis.
Anyways, I do think also that pride comes into part of this. Whether you voted for or against him, I think where your pride lies is what side of that argument you find yourself permanently cemented to. And it is hard to budge from it, and it is very easy to see things on one side of the story, and it's hard to listen to other people and to gain anything from their opinions when you're so set in your own ways. But, what is the outcome of this as a country? At what point do we find a time to unify? Is it only when 5,000 of us are killed in some horrible accident that we all feel unified?
Man. It's blood moon. It's starting.
Yeah, the blood moon from the other day, you think, is leading towards the end of the world?
Yeah, man. It's a sure sign.
It's a sure sign.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on what you read, man.
The trumpets are blaring. And
Trumpence is blaring.
Trumpence.
Yeah. 8 bells a slaying.
Anything's possible.
9 reindeers or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think so, but anything's possible.
Yeah. No, in division, it's exactly, this all ties in, with the fact that I'm trying to remember the part of the Bible where it says that there'll be many nations, many people, something like that. But it basically talks about division. And now with the blood moon, it ties in. You got a lot of people texting in, man.
Some people are messaging in here. I haven't really noticed that. Sorry, guys.
He's not paying attention.
Can you see us asking questions? Yeah, Kellen, I can see you asking questions, I suppose.
He wasn't looking, though.
You guys, by the way, I should have said this in the beginning. It's our first show, so I'm going to make all kinds of mistakes. Plus, I'm halfway dead in my chair here.
Yeah, and I'm stoned all the way.
If you guys want to call in, you can call 973-354-2447. Christine's going to be on the air shortly here, and you guys can talk to her. AJD is our musical guest. Andrew DiNicola is his real name. And he's going to perform live for us after we talk about his career. Let's take a little break. I'm going to play some music, and then when we get back, I'm going to call Christine, and she will be on the air with us. And if you guys have any questions for her, you can call in. You can also message them in here. We're on Skype, too, at the Final Note Show, I think. It might be the Final Note Live on Skype. You could send a message there, or 973-354-2447. So I'm going to play a song for you. This is a song called Brothers by a band called The Dude, D-O-O-D, The Dude, a local band that recorded this here at my studio.
The Final Note, live with Alex Vincent.
All right, we're back. Well, that little soundbite wasn't as loud as I wanted. That's all right. So anyways, we're back. Pizza's going. Joe, you're still with me? Yep, you're still on. Welcome back. Okay, so
Hello.
Christine Elise, who we all know and love. Let me see if she is still on with us. You there?
I am.
She is. It worked. Okay. Hi, Christine.
Success.
Hi.
Let's see if I can make you a little bit louder. I think I can. I am a recording engineer, for fuck's sake.
I have reception in my house. As you probably know, my house is fucked up for reception.
That's all right. We hear you good.
Okay.
So how you doing tonight?
I'm all right. I'm recovering from a little bit of a cold myself, but I'm not nearly as sick as you seem to be.
Yeah. Oh,
There's that.
it sucked. This has sucked. Not tonight. I'm feeling a little better. I'm definitely feeling better than I was last night because that was like I was on death's door. But feeling my head right now. I'm probably a good 101. I don't know.
You master temperature taker.
Christine, this is Joe Davison, who's
Hello.
with us. You guys haven't met yet,
Hey, Joe.
but you will at some point. You
Hello.
probably saw him in Stranger Things too, which was a really great little role that he got for himself.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
So, Christine, we go back till when I was 8 years old. We worked together when I was a kid,
Yeah.
which is just fucking amazing. And the fact I said earlier, I think that you and I are closer now than Andy and Kyle ever were.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
We've gotten really...
Although that may not prove to be true if the characters are revisited and we get to see what their relationship has been for 30 years.
That's
that
true.
may not be true.
That's
But
true.
Right now, it appears to be true.
Yeah, they could go anywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, what she's referring to is, Child's Play. After Cult of Chucky, Christine made a great reprisal of her role, much like I did in Curse. She had an after the credits unrated version only scene, which was so dumb for both of us that it wasn't on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate. But the unrated only, she has a great...
Go ahead.
They didn't
Sorry.
add that scene on Netflix?
No, on the Netflix version, it's not the unrated version. So
What?
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous, but my scene is not in Curse, and her scene is not in Cult. But I guess if that's some good motivation for you to go out and buy the DVD, but
That's true.
or unfortunately just watch it on YouTube, I guess. But she had a great scene that we filmed in Winnipeg, 40 degrees below zero at 3:30 in the morning. I stayed up with her. Christine, you got to watch me burn Chucky's face with the torch from
I
like
did.
2 feet behind
Smoke a
me.
joint with him.
You watched me smoke a joint with him, which was great. And I wanted nothing more than to watch your scene, but I fell asleep in Andy's bed up in the loft at 3:30 in the morning, getting paid time and a half. I was asleep for 2 hours, so I missed it. But thank God they filmed that.
Yeah,
you know?
I got like 4 takes or 3, and it happened fast, so it almost didn't happen at all.
Yeah,
I'm grateful that it did.
yeah, it was close. I'm really glad it did, though, because first of all, the fans were thrilled about it, and it does lead into where our characters might go next in the television series, or whatever kind of series you want to call it.
Is it streaming?
Well, there's going to be an announcement pretty soon on where this show is going to be.
You excited?
I am, yeah. I think it's really fun. I love the idea of 8 to 10 hours of Chucky coming up.
Yeah. I
It
feel
gives us a lot of opportunity. I think Cult really left things open to go a lot of different directions.
I feel a workout montage coming.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I want to get like Mac from
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny. I'm gonna starve myself for 7 months and work out incessantly.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best.
I love Mac.
You could. If my show lasts that long, will guide my progress.
We should do it.
It make me
anyways.
feel bad
Fuck
about it every week
starting
that I'm
now.
not doing it.
Someone get a newspaper. I'm gonna take a picture of him.
Yeah. But Christine, taking it back to the beginning, what are your first memories of being on set of Child's Play 2 and meeting me and all that? Do you remember it well at all?
I don't remember meeting you. I remember working with you a lot. I remember you were a little boy, like you were you were a little boy and you were easy to love, and you know, I'm not like an insensitive coos. I like a little kid, and and you were fun to be a big. You were fun to be a big sister too, you know. And so that's really what I remember is just being a big sister to you, like, you know, kind of in real life and on screen.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot really. It's Don. I had dinner with Don Mancini, who wrote them all recently, and he was talking about a table read that happened before we began shooting on that second one. You'd think I'd remember a table read. I'm sitting at a table with everybody in the movie, including Brad Dourif, and I have no memory of that table read.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
know
either.
if I was just. You were a baby though. You
I know,
allowed
but I
to
remember
forget.
a lot of things.
I was totally starstruck by.
Yeah.
I was totally starstruck by Brad. Maybe Brad wasn't even there. That's why I wasn't so caught up. But
yeah.
My reflection on that period is I can't believe how in stride. Two things I did. I took it wildly in stride. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be, and like I'm not gonna take any photographs. I'm not gonna, you know, immortalize any of these moments. I wasn't uncomfortable or awkward or afraid or intimidated. And at the same time, I was wildly excited to be there. It was my first big job. It was a big studio movie. It was on the Universal lot. It's the birthplace of all of the monsters anyone's ever heard of through all of history. You know, the big early monsters. So I was very aware of that. The huge picture, but not so aware of the smaller picture of the day-to-day of it, just totally being excited to be there.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Well, I thought.
And when I see footage of it that you have and that Don has, I can't believe how casual I am, you know, in between takes and doing things.
Oh, you were cracking up.
Still...
Every time that they said cut, after you were just doing something absurd with this doll in your hands, you just burst into laughter every time. This was the first film that you worked on, or?
It's the first big. I did a tiny, like, couple days on a Sam Shepard, Barbara Hershey film. I had worked like 1 or 2 days on it, and this is a job. This is like weeks of work. It's my first job that went on for more than 3 weeks.
What do you remember about the audition?
I remember not getting it. I remember wearing like little flowery bicycle shorts and an oversized shirt, probably my engineer boots, and not getting the job. And then I went away. I did an episode of 21 Jump Street. And I came home from that. And the day I came home, I booked an episode of season 1 of the original Baywatch. And while I was doing Baywatch, they're like, hey, they haven't found the girl in the Child's Play movie. And they're going to go back and look at the girls they thought were near misses the first time around. I'm like, all right, that's great. Okay. And so I went back in. I'm pretty sure I wore that leather biker cap because I just wore it on a lot of auditions and in a lot of my jobs. It's in 21 Jump Street, it's in Chucky, it's in 90210, it's in a lot of stuff. But I had to go in early because I had to be on set in Santa Monica or Venice or whatever, or Malibu, whatever we were shooting Baywatch. I had to be there at 10, so I had to do this appointment and get out of there. And I feel like no actor is more empowered than when they're already working. And I had just gotten my first string in a row of a couple of jobs. I was feeling very sort of powerful, even though it was just dumb guest stars. But that is not empowering in any real way. I just was really feeling empowered. I had somewhere to be, and I was like, let's get the show on the road. Let's do this thing. So I had somewhere to be, and I kind of feel like my attitude. I don't know. She actually asked Dawn or John Lucia what their, you know, why I got the job. But my guesstimation is that I just had a lot more attitude the second time through because I wasn't feeling as desperate.
Yeah, and that attitude was really crucial for Kyle. You know, she had a huge chip on her shoulder, and you pulled that off great. And with the leather hat and everything,
that's me.
And the jeans, it is
That's
you.
me.
I mean, you are feisty
That's
in that
all
same way.
me.
Absolutely, you, 100%. And you know, my memory from an 8-year-old at that time. I mean, what I remember is just thinking you were the coolest. You know, I thought it was super cool that you were, you know, an actor and doing this, and you had that great vibe. You and Don Mancini, I both just thought were the coolest.
Well, because we fucking are.
Well, you are, and you know, now 30 years later, you're both two of the coolest people that I know. You know, without a doubt. So, it was such a thrill for me to work with you on that movie, and I really hope that we have some scenes together in the future. I hope that we do. I think it'll be a blast to work together.
I can't imagine how they cannot. How it was left, you know, when your cameo at the end of Curse has a picture of me in the background.
Yeah.
Setting
I sent you to my house to go torture the
doll.
doll too.
And then you sent me to your house, and there's more pictures on the counter there too. And I say Andy sent me, which means we're in touch. We've stayed friends. So I don't know who's going to get you out of the asylum. I don't know if somebody has to get you out of that asylum, and I'm kind of the only living person that knows where you went, presumably.
Yeah.
And might come looking for you. I don't.
Well,
any idea
one
what
thing
happen, but.
Yeah, one thing with Don, which I definitely give him credit for, is that you never know where the fuck he's going to go with any of this stuff.
Right.
And as much as some people love that, other people have complaints because he can't please anybody, he can't please everybody.
Right.
He takes things in all crazy ways. Who knows what we're in for next, but we're both...
I just don't know how they can avoid that you and I have a relationship.
No, I think you're right. I think absolutely. Hopefully we get to do some real fun stuff together and kill some Chucky dolls together.
Exactly.
So after...
Chuckies.
Now, how long between rapping on Child's Play 2 did you book 90210, which is arguably the other thing that everybody loves you for and that they know you for the best? How long was it in between? 2 years? Mm-hmm.
Which at the time is it felt like 20 years,
Yeah.
Looking back, I can't believe how close they were together. But in my life, it felt eternity apart.
Yeah. Well, I remember when it was airing. I was 10, 11 years old, but it was so popular. The show was so fucking huge that you couldn't avoid it. And I was so happy for you that you had that role because, again, you were this badass girl, just doing things on TV that other people aren't doing and making your own way and being you again in these characters, which it's awesome that the two of the biggest characters of your career were so close to you as a person. You're just a badass. So whenever you're a badass, it plays off so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bring that badassery to everything that you do.
I always wanted to go to the Peach Pit.
The Peach Pit, huh? Yeah.
That's not badass, though. The Peach Pit is not badass. And least of all, the Peach Pit After Dark. That's hilarious to me. To name the nightclub after the fucking hamburger stand. That's funny.
And you were your character really was the reverse Me Too. I mean, you're one of the few people that ever date raped a man on TV. When else has that happened?
I guess I hadn't ever thought of it that way.
No, it's an interesting thing that you got to do. Yeah, not that many get to do.
Wow,
that.
It's a very dark take on what I did.
Yeah,
it is.
Good job
it
for
is,
raping.
But, yeah. Now you were already dating Jason in real life at that point, weren't you?
No.
No, it wasn't until after. Had you already rapped on 90210 when you and him began to date?
I hadn't rapped, but I was there for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So, but when we were shooting those things, I was still not. We weren't together.
You guys were just. Was there a vibe right off the bat?
Friends, actually.
Was there a vibe right off the bat with you two?
There's a vibe only because he's really smart and really funny.
Yeah, I met him too. I met him. He's charming as hell. He really is. He's
21.
Really a nice guy.
Yeah, he was 21 years old when I met him. He's going to be 50 this year. So I've known him his entire adult life, basically. And he is really smart and really funny, and more importantly, as far as vibing with me, has the same taste in music and movies that I do.
Yeah.
He wasn't much of a reader, but he was a movie and book person. Movie and music person, and we had a lot of overlap. And for interior design, he had just begun to collect vintage deco stuff, which I already was doing. So we had a really lot in common. That's my, the two boyfriends of my life that really matter are Jason and the man I was with before him. His name is Jamie. And in both cases, I was really close friends with them both for a long time before we became a couple. I have a thing where I have to actually really like you before I find you even remotely appealing or attractive. So, because I'm afraid, Trump voters come in pretty packages,
Yeah.
So my whole life has been I can acknowledge that you look pretty on the outside, but until you open your mouth, I don't find you attractive. I have to find out what's going to spill out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah. Well, as one of your closest friends, I also know you are very picky. You really do have it set with what you want, I guess, because I don't know I don't feel like anyone ever has a chance with you.
They don't.
I know they don't. They don't.
I mean, I'm willing to go years and years and years without having sex. So
Yeah.
That's a reality, which has always been for my entire adult life. That's not been a motivating factor ever. And for whatever, just leave it at that. I'm
I guess so. Once you take that out of the equation, once you take that out of the equation, it's pretty easy to not want to spend time with other people. I could see that entirely.
Yeah, I'd rather not
you
have
won't put
sex
up with the
for 4
bullshit.
years.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have sex for 4 years, and I've done that more than once in my life, than fuck a Trump voter or the equivalent further back in time. You know.
So, speaking about Trump, so Christine is as adamant of despising this man as I am, if not more. And
more.
When you talk about division, I know you have a very limited tolerance for the other side, because you do see that there's really only one way to look at this, and the fact that he's a vile person, and anyone who sees it otherwise is,
No, I'm not totally hardline. Like I don't have like a wall up where I don't hear words or I'm unable to process what's going on with him because I hate.
Yeah.
The fact is, I know why he was elected. I understand that, in fact, the middle class, the working class, more significantly, the working class of this country has been totally sold out since Reagan.
Yeah.
Completely sold out. Manufacturing is all. It used to be before Reagan that you could drop out of high school and get a manufacturing job or some sort of low skill labor job, and get health care and be able to support your wife and kids without your wife having to work. That was true until like the 80s.
Right.
And then all manufacturing goes away. So now now you can even get out of college and you can't get a job at the Gap. So it's really shifted wildly to the other direction where you can come out of school with an 8-year degree and not be able to get a job for minimum wage.
Right.
So I get why people are mad. And they're right to be mad.
Yeah, and I also get why some people didn't trust Hillary and didn't like her or didn't find her likable. I also get...
I don't like her. I voted for her. I don't like her. I mean,
she's
a Republican,
there's many ways that she is not
likable,
of course. And I can understand even those that were like, fuck it, it'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. Let's take a chance. The chaos theory in that sense. Like,
no, I don't respect that at all.
I don't know that I'm not saying I respect it. I'm not saying I respect it. I'm saying I could understand why people think that way and they would do that.
I get it.
But I think my issue, what it comes to now, is when there are such blatant examples. And, he was very successful in the sense to get people to not believe the truth and not face facts and not believe facts as reality. And when you discredit...
You're giving him too much credit.
90% of information.
You're not including the fact that there was a gigantic Russian bot campaign on all social media promoting anti-Hillary stuff. And
I know it 100%.
Literally being divisive on purpose. Like being as divisive as possible.
There are powers that be out there that are purposely dividing this country. That is the goal, is to get us divided and fighting amongst ourselves and unfriending our friends and not talking to our families and taking every issue, everything that comes up, every new Gillette commercial to the MAGA hat kids, and every new issue has to be, we are assigned a side that we fall into. There's a river in between us, and we're just standing on opposite ends shouting at each other.
I listened to your entire conversation about this before I got on with you.
Yep, and you've heard me talk about it in the past.
And you've heard me talk about it in the past.
Sure.
But I think you are being more, reducing it down to a more simplistic truth or version than is actually the truth. First of all, I want to read you this Isaac Asimov quote, which I think is really critical as to why I can only argue for why the left wing is feeling so divided and so unwilling to have a conversation. And here's the quote. There's a cult of ignorance in the United States, and there always has been. The strain of anti-intellectualism has been a constant thread winding its way through our political and cultural life, nurtured by the false notion that democracy means my ignorance is just as good as your knowledge.
Wow.
So, and that's the problem. That is the world that Fox News fosters. It fills its viewers up with primarily false truths.
Absolutely.
They really are the major source of fake news on Earth. And were Fox News not allowed to call themselves news and just be like a Dr. Phil show with his commentary, but not being presented as news, they would be less powerful. This country is divided because Fox News was created by Roger Ailes in a reaction to the Nixon being impeached. He was like, we need some right-wing television. We need a way to stop this sort of impeachment from ever happening again. And they just don't tell people the truth.
Yeah.
And when you have people saying Obama's a fucking Muslim, it was born in Nigeria, which is just factually not true.
Yeah, when the starting point is an absolute absurdity. Yeah.
Right. Saying that Obama was the worst president for the economy, and factual falsehood.
Yeah, and also when those are out there to discredit the mainstream media, and they include Fox in that, they have to take into account that Fox News has fed this new breed of podcasters and bloggers that are not on the front lines of journalism by any sense of the word. They take, misinformation and just twist it every way they can, and try to present themselves as experts on the subject. And you have people that are sitting at home that don't trust the mainstream media anymore, that trust these podcasters more.
It's the same thing.
They think that they have some sort of better knowledge of it.
Right.
The one thing I say about this. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's why I can't speak for everybody on the left, and I am admittedly I'm not an extreme. There is no extreme leftist. Everyone, when I say, tell me who's the radical left, and they say Rachel Maddow. She's not she's not the radical left.
No.
She's fucking a sober Rhodes Scholar. She's not the radical left. If that's crazy, that
there is a radical left. There are people that go too far and go crazy, but obviously on both sides.
Can you name one by name?
No. Of course not, because they're
Alex
true
Jones
radicals.
of the left?
No, the true radicals are nuts maniacs that are smashing in windows and it's such a small percentage.
And there's Ann Coulter.
Yeah.
There's actual mainstream people who are fucking freaks on the right.
Oh yeah, the radical mainstream.
And there is no left wing.
Mainstream? No, not at all. Not on TV. Not on TV.
Not in the mainstream.
No, not at all. Not in the mainstream. I agree.
As a radical left person.
Not at all.
So that's why people on the left shut down. You're going to quote Alex Jones at me, and Ann Coulter and say, "I saw a baby aborted that was crying in the sink, and they killed it with a hammer. I've seen the video." Like that doesn't. There's no talking to that kind of a person. So that's why there's division. Division is caused by misinformation being. I'm sorry, fired up.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's not division. It's information facing blind fear because they've been fed lies for 30 years.
Yeah.
Saying there's no climate change because it snowed in New York last week is just pure ignorance.
Yeah. So where do you think this country is going to find the unity it needs to move on? Is it just when this guy gets elected out of office and we slowly rebuild, or
it's going
to take some major disaster to pull people together again, or is it just not possible at this point?
I don't think it's possible in my lifetime. I think that the fact that Obama, who was a very inclusive president, a very successful one following Bush's incredible debacle, leaving him with what he left him as far as the economy and unemployment and consumer confidence, et cetera, in the stock market. What Obama inherited was the Great Depression waiting to happen, and he righted that. And somehow the people that were the most vulnerable people who were saved by his correcting the economy think he's a fucking Muslim from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you he's the worst president that ever happened, when in fact he may arguably one of the best. So
yeah, it is. I mean, the misinformation that goes around about his presidency, about a lot of things, unfortunately, really manipulate the opinions of people.
Was he an awesome president? But he's a really an accessible, funny.
I said this to someone the other day, that you can, even if you want in your view somehow to argue that Trump is a better president, you can't say he's a better man than Obama. I don't see how anyone can say that. You know,
you can't say he's a better president. The thing he used to say
well,
was that made
that's
him a
its
good
own
president,
argument.
like the
But I'm
stock
saying
market.
separately than
He
that.
used to argue that the economy and the stock market were why he was a great president, and they're both tanking.
Yeah.
All of his gains are gone. He's done nothing.
Did you hear the new
So
news today too? There was new news today. Hold on.
Now I'm getting
New news. Did you hear that Cohen is now saying that he's not going to testify because because he's been getting threats by Trump and Giuliani. Does he mean what's just been made public, like the things that he's been saying he's taking as threats, or is he getting? Yeah. Would you think he's getting additional threats?
Yeah.
You also got to think that Cohen has more things on tape than just the one tape that he gave out.
Dude, I wouldn't even want to have been friends with Trump in the last 10 years because there's a good chance I'm going to get shot.
Yeah.
What?
About being friends with Trump in the past 5 years?
Yeah, like the last 10 years of being friends with Trump, I wouldn't even want to be any of those people.
Near him, because everybody who's friends with him is corrupt to begin with. He's surrounded himself with the most corrupt people in the world, as if they were handpicked,
Trump
for a corrupt administration.
You or you leave having to hire a defense attorney.
Yeah.
So everybody around him has to hire a defense attorney. So at any rate.
Yeah.
How long does it take to go to law school?
I don't see a way through.
Yeah. I don't know that there is either. I don't know that there is either. I fear that, it takes another disaster for us to come together.
Bernie was a great, pardon this expression, but the great white hope after Obama, because Obama brought out all this incredible racism and division just based on that, which is just a truth. Okay, it just brought racism to the forefront, and then Trump has capitalized on that. But had that not happened, had Bernie been elected, Bernie was a genuine populist.
Yeah.
Trump is not. Trump is a self-serving, megalomaniac. Bernie was an actual populist and not offensive to the people that the birthers and the racists that were offended by just the fact that a black guy was in office, married to his man husband Michelle, who's really a dude, and unbelievable racist shit, right? Bernie stepped in as a Democrat, he could have perhaps bonded the country back together again on this genuine populist agenda, where one single payer health care and taxing the rich more heavily, and things that make the infrastructure and things that make the country better for everybody, every single person that needs help making it better. Not the Koch brothers and the Walton family that owns Walmart, not making it better for them and better for Bill Gates and what's his face that owns Facebook, but making it actually better for people in the Rust Belt, which is called the Rust Belt because that's where manufacturing used to live, and it doesn't live there anymore. And the South, there's real pain in this country, and I really feel for them. It's just so frustrating when you watch them all vote against their own self-interest, and they vote on social issues. They vote against gay marriage, and they vote against transgender people being in the military over the fact that they need health care and they need to have a tax system that benefits them.
Well, Christine, we could talk all day about it because you and I both are just infuriated by what's going on, and I know that for us that are, it's hard to.
I come from nothing.
Yeah.
I come from nothing. I grew up on welfare. My dad was a roofer.
Sure.
He fell off a roof and didn't break his back, but he hurt his back so he couldn't roof anymore. And my mom had to work 2 jobs, and I had come from welfare and working class Boston. So I wasn't born in a castle on a hill.
Yeah, I know, and I get that. I get that criticism from people too sometimes when I make what they would assign. It's a lot of this identity politics and assigning people into a category, which is kind of the definition of prejudice. So I don't know why that's becoming so incredibly popular. Not to mention the name calling that goes with it. But yeah, I get accused of being, if I have a liberal view on something, or even if I have a bad taste in my mouth over something, or disgust, I should say, over something that Trump says, then all of a sudden I'm a socialist, libtard, radical left, snowflake.
That's all tough to put all that on one T-shirt, though.
I know it is, right? But it's getting that. It's getting to be that
It's
way.
also
They just have to
make
make
no
obnoxious
counter-argument.
initials for it and then shorten it to
But
the
that's what you
simplest
say
thing.
when you don't have an intelligent or even arguable comeback to a statement.
Yeah,
Just
but
you're a fucking
Yeah.
you're a gay libtard.
and then I get accused of
not a
being
comeback.
a Hollywood liberal. I've never lived in Hollywood my
Right.
whole life. I'm from North Jersey. I live in Florida. It's the opposite.
I am a
I'm a
Hollywood
small
liberal, and I'm
business.
fucking proud of it.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I do sometimes argue, and this comes up a lot in this electoral college thing. But and this is no offense to people that want to stay home in their Midwest states and stuff. There's beautiful parts of this country everywhere. There's no doubt, and there's more affordable places to live. But there's a reason why a lot of people move to the
Mexico's
coast.
cheap.
You have to work really hard to live on the coast. It's not easy to live in New York City. It's not easy to live in Los Angeles. You have to work really hard to do that,
Yeah, you do, or make sacrifices. I want to also add. I read a stat yesterday that 91% of Americans living in Mexico are there illegally.
Really?
Yeah, they're probably on the run from the government.
Oh my gosh. Well, the wall and all that business we'll get into another day. We're gonna. I gotta get AJ on here in a little bit.
right.
I do want to play a little game with you before you go. And I was gonna get a jingle.
I want to add one thing first.
Go
I want
ahead.
to say it's fucking unacceptable to put pineapple on fucking pizza. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
I would agree
Go
with
on.
you in the sense that it's not ideal. I wouldn't get that first by any means. I'd get pepperoni mushroom.
Yeah.
If I were ordering a pizza.
Yep.
But well,
Black
I know.
olives.
Another thing about Christine, by the way, she is a vegan and she has a terrific vegan cooking show on YouTube. Yep, which you've had how many episodes now? 150 or something? 130?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
But my it's at videovegan.com. But even when I ate meat, which I did until I was like 27 or something, pepperoni pizza is nasty. It's a big oil pit.
It does add so much grease and stuff. I mean, I like a thinner
It's
pie to
so
begin
gross.
with, and pepperoni does sometimes. It depends where you're getting it,
I like all the olives.
Like, you just need one.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Olives. All of them, green and black.
Oh, yeah.
Just load the pizza
I
up
like
with them.
olives, too.
I don't like olives on
Oh,
pizza.
man, it's so good.
I know. Well,
I don't order them on pizza. I'm eating them as I'm talking to you, though. So
Oh,
I
really?
Oh,
don't know.
man.
eating olives.
Send me one.
But yeah,
But not on a pizza.
she does a great. Christine does a great cooking show, and she makes some really good options for vegans. And also, you have your book and the film that you made, "Bathing in the Single Girl," which I know you're super proud of, and it's really funny. And Christine is by far one of my closest friends, and I'm really happy to have you on with me tonight on my first episode. I want to play a little game with you.
Flattered to.
I want to.
All right.
I was going to make a jingle for this, but I ran short on time because I spent the past 2 days shivering to
I
death.
love Howard Stern.
Yeah. There was going to be a little jingle for this. Howard obviously is a huge idol of
The
mine.
master.
I think, of course. Yep, he is the
Mine,
man.
too.
Yep. But this is called "Have You." So just picture the jingle, right? Like "Have you? Have you? I know I have you." All right, here we go.
I was dancing.
Okay.
Christina, have you ever All right, so it's just yes or no questions from you.
Yes.
Have you ever
All right.
shoplifted?
Yes.
Have you ever had a one-night stand?
No.
Have you
Hold on. I have to qualify that. There are people that I've had sex with one
No,
time.
that you met him that day.
No. Never.
Okay. Have you ever made a sex tape?
No.
Have you ever lied to get a job or a gig?
Fucking yeah.
Okay. Have you ever killed an animal besides a bug?
I
Beside
had
a
to kill a
bug?
couple of my dogs.
Well,
I
that
had to
doesn't.
put a couple of my dogs to sleep.
Yeah, that.
I also killed a
that
rabbit. I killed
counts.
a rabbit by accident. I got my dog Dexter's urn today, so that was kind of fresh in my mind.
Yeah, you lost your dog last week. That was-
Should have
Yeah,
thought about this
on the
often.
3rd actually, and I
Yeah.
picked his ashes up today. I killed a rabbit by accident. My neighbor, when I was like 10 or 11, my neighbor, Italian guy in my neighborhood in Roslindale, which is a neighborhood in Boston, raised rabbits and you could feed them. and I was feeding him in the hutch, and I think I did this. I don't know. I closed the lid of the hutch, and I went back out front, and he went back in the back, and so he started screaming, and one of the rabbits was hanging dead. His neck had been his head was above the latch, the door on the hatch, and his body was hanging.
Oh my God!
Presumably because somebody shut the thing while he was trying to jump out, which I felt like it was me.
How long did you have
really
nightmares
know.
over that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it up now. I'm
Yeah,
going to be
she's
54
still
next
today.
month,
She's
and I'm
gonna
bringing
think
it up
about
now.
I'm going to think about it when I go to bed.
Yeah, I don't know if I did that or not, but I do blame myself for that. But no,
All
I've
right.
never killed an animal outside of no.
Okay.
Besides the bunnies.
Have you ever faked an orgasm? I feel odd even asking you that.
Yeah, I have,
Yes.
but I stopped that before I ended high school.
Okay, fair enough. Have you ever been arrested?
No sense in telling somebody they're doing something right when they're not, right?
Exactly.
Agreed.
Have you ever been arrested?
Go on. Yes.
Have you ever lied about your age?
As an actor, yes. As a human, no.
All right.
As a human.
As a human. Yeah. Have you ever dined and dashed?
In high school, once or twice, yes.
Okay.
She means last Tuesday.
Have you ever had an unhealthy obsession with someone?
I was obsessed with Jack Black for a long time, but I never got to
Never
meet him or anything,
got
so I
to
never
unhealthy?
got to go anywhere.
Yeah.
No, it was a really disturbingly intense one, though. But
She's
No.
listening to Tenacious D, rocking out at the house.
really loved Jack Black for a while there. I was really all about fucking Tenacious D. I was all about it. Go on.
I think I know the answer to this one, but have you ever been on a dating app?
No.
Oh, that's what I thought. Have you ever caught an ex cheating?
No, but one told me he cheated after the fact. I mean, like a decade after the fact.
Oh,
I was
wow.
told that I was cheated on a lot. But
Were you
I didn't
surprised?
Know. I feared it was going on, but I never caught him. So, yeah, I was surprised. And it was so after the fact, maybe even 20 years after the fact, or at least 10. So why'd you tell? I didn't. I never caught anyone, though.
Have you ever peed your pants as an adult?
Yes.
I'm about to.
Yeah. Have you ever stolen an idea and claimed it as your own?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I had a fake ID out through high school. I didn't steal it.
No,
but
not
I
an
had
ID.
one.
Not an ID. An idea. Have you ever stolen
I
an
was like, she
idea?
admitted to that
Oh.
quickly.
Yeah. An idea and
No.
claimed it as your own.
Maybe a joke, but not an idea.
Okay, fair enough.
Me neither. I want you to welcome you to the Joe Davison show.
And this last question is apropos for vegan. Have you ever cleaned a fish?
No.
No, never cleaned a fish.
But I was pescatarian for 30 years, so no, I can't. I went fishing once and I caught a fish and I was devastated and cried. So yeah, I couldn't.
All right.
I
Well, good job. You made it through the
kinda
whole.
like-
You made it through the whole game. We didn't have to stop. Oops, we got another news break. What's the
All
news
right.
break? What were you saying about?
Yeah, I had been talking about Singer.
Oh yeah, what's this now?
The fact that he just got 5 new charges it brought against him for male inappropriate touching and possibly rape.
Who?
Bryan Singer, the director.
Yeah. Well, what the headline
Oh.
says is Singer, director of the Queen movie,
Right.
Him.
now has 5 new allegations. Just came out like
Wow.
3 hours ago.
And he
hot.
also directed The Usual Suspects.
Usual
right?
Suspects and X-Men and
That's weird. I wonder if there's a little bit
Superman
of
with Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
He's been with
He
Kevin
and
Spacey
Kevin
a
Spacey
lot.
must be on a tear.
Yeah,
The
that's
two
what
of
I'm
them,
saying.
that
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Inappropriate sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I remember I showed you that video from Kevin Spacey a couple
Yeah,
weeks
that was
ago. That was
crazy.
unbelievable, wasn't it? You saw that, Christine, right? The video that he made from his kitchen, Kevin Spacey.
I don't think so.
Oh man, it
Yeah,
was
it's crazy.
so crazy.
He's talking to the camera and he's talking like the guy from House of Cards.
Yeah, he
He's like,
channeled.
What it reminded me of
Underwood.
was that Bruce Campbell commercial for Allspice.
It was
Old
so
Spice.
bizarre.
Allspice. He's like, what? You're
What are you
fucking...
talking about, though? Like, hey, I like to rape 14-year-old boys. What's he saying?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, he was just saying like
He was doing a bit.
yeah, he was doing like a bit like about
How we want him back as an actor.
yeah, you knew what was happening
Yeah.
or something, and you accepted
You're
it.
watching
and
the
yeah, he was like all creepy as hell.
allegations that ain't true. He was talking
Yeah,
with that
can we
weird
play
ass
it?
accent.
Can you pull that up on
Oh,
that? Yeah, I think I could play it actually.
Kevin.
Hold on.
If he wants to get it, forgiven and get back in 10 years. He can't do that shit.
10-year forgive. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You knew I was raping teenage boys, so fuck you.
Right? Yeah, like I don't know what it was. It was just this him talking to the camera, and he's like, "You miss me? You know I've been gone." That kind of thing with that weird Southern accent thing he does.
Ugh,
But
it was
weird.
Stuff.
I think he was trying to build fans or get people on his side, and I don't know what the reaction was to it, but yeah.
Oh, sure, they may have tried.
Can't
to
be
separate us,
positive.
but what we have is too strong. It's too powerful. I mean, after all,
You know you love my rapey ass.
I told you
rapey.
my deepest,
This is it here.
darkest.
This is it here.
I showed you exactly what people are capable of. I shocked you with my honesty, but mostly I challenged you and made you think. And you trusted me, even though you knew you shouldn't.
Wow. That's intense.
So we're not done, no matter what anyone
This is
says.
dead radio time.
And besides, I know what you want. You want me back.
Wow. That's insane.
Like, what? Where do I want you? No, I don't want you at all.
I don't get that
I
at
can
all.
tell a sexist joke in the meantime. It helps you.
Go ahead.
Sure.
How do you pick the dumbest 3 women on Earth?
How?
At random.
Ah. All right, Christine, thank you so much for being my first guest on my first ever episode. It was awesome having you
Congrats
on.
on your first episode.
Thank
awesome
you.
to be here. I hope when you get this thing more polished and you're not sick.
And I'm not dying
Yeah.
of 102-degree
get
fever.
into it. Yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much for being on, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we're going to take a break. Thank Christine for being on. AJD is going to be in the studio next. This is a song from a band called The Resonance that I recorded at my studio just a couple weeks ago.
Pick up stones and toss them in the creek. Let's relive good times together. Run through the yard and see if we were good. We knew we couldn't stay that way forever. We ain't going back, but if we did, I say let's go back to the cul-de-sac. We grew up here, that bar where we meet on the cobblestone street. Man, we were just kids. Kick up the leaves that scattered on the ground. I see you in the changing of the season. We had each other with no one else around. We never even had to have a reason. We ain't going back, but if we did, I say let's go back to the cul-de-sac. We grew up here, that bar where we meet on the cobblestone street. Man, we were just kids. Yeah, we were just kids. And I see you about twice a year. Since I moved down here, city's always changing. City's always changing. We ain't going kid. Yeah, we were just kids.
All right, we're back. All right, so sitting in with me now is my very dear friend, kind of like a cousin, kind of like a brother, Andrew D. Nicola, also known as AJT.
Hey, what's
AJ.
going on? It's good to be here, brother.
Oh, so happy to have you here. So, AJ and I, we were just talking. We met, I think, 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. And we met through my real close friend, Mikey.
My brother.
Mikey Zarilla.
Yeah, man.
Mikey, we lost a couple years ago. He passed away. It was a horrible, horrible thing for all of us.
Yeah.
Because Mikey was, man, he was the best, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like a brother to all of us, man.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I guess you met him through some kind of coworker type thing.
We were working together.
Yeah, you guys were working together, and I mean, I hung out with this dude my whole life, and one day he's like, "Dude, I got to introduce you to somebody." And I'm like, all right, this is a guy who would introduce me to people every
all the time.
weekend.
Yeah,
He's a mega
he knew everybody.
social guy.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah,
He was-
super social.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, it's just another one of these random dudes I'll meet once. And so we're driving where we're going. He's like, yeah, he's from the Child's Play movie. He was in a horror flick, and it's mega famous. And I'm like, are you serious?
Whenever any one of us talks about a Mikey thing, we all start to sound like him too.
Yeah. He's mega famous, man. So, but yeah, man, he introduced me to you, and I don't exactly remember the first interaction, especially back in those days.
Well, you were 19 years old when I met you.
Yeah,
20.
I'm back in those days. I was getting super mega high all the time, so I don't remember much. It all kind of fucking blurs together. But yeah, man, it's been an awesome friendship. And it's been a ton of work and a ton of sessions and gigs and fucking traveling and getting to go to the to the horror conventions and the Comic Cons.
We brought you out to Spooky Empire.
Dude,
You had a blast. You've been there the past couple times.
Dude, excellent stuff.
Mikey Z was the funniest dude ever. The first time I met him, I was waiting tables, and he trained me, even though I had done it for 16 years, and I never needed to be trained. And but he knew that. So when he was training me, we went to the first table, and he goes, "Hi, everybody. My name's Salvatore. This is Billy. He's going to be helping me out." And I just tried not to laugh, Yeah. And we go to the next table, 3 feet away from that table, and he goes, "Hi, everybody. My name is Ted, and this is Joseph. He's going to be helping me out." I was like, "Oh, this guy's
that's
funny."
Hysterical.
Yeah, that was him. But AJ came by, so we have a couple connections in this family. First of all, my grandmother made a cookbook years ago, Mom's Recipes or something like that it was called, and it was my grandmother's cookbook, and me and Mikey, and they sold this cookbook, but I mean, they sold 500 copies. This wasn't like a huge, bestseller or anything like that. This was just it was a little local book that my family sold. And me and Mikey used to argue about the Italian food in our family. Oh, my family's got the best food. Oh, no, you got to try my family's food. My family's the best.
First. The garlic goes first.
And
no, Mikey, the garlic goes last.
And Mikey, who ended up living with me for a year, I showed him this cookbook from my family. I said, "Oh, this is all of our recipes and everything." And he goes over to his grandmother's house, and he finds my family's cookbook on the shelf at his grandmother's house.
Oh, shit. Dude.
So you guys have been eating all my family's food this whole time. No wonder why you think it's awesome.
That's cool, man.
But no, I've gotten to know AJ and his family really well, and you come from a family of musicians. Starting with his grandfather is Joey D from Joey D and the Starlighters.
Yeah, my granddad was somewhat of a Justin Bieber of the '60s. My granddad, his parents came over here on a boat from Italy. They had him in Passaic, New Jersey, and he just got into music at a young age. Fast forward into the 60s, my granddad's got, the number one song around the world for a couple years. The song is the Peppermint Twist,
right?
Yeah, Peppermint Twist. And over the course of his career, he got to hang out with the Beatles and fucking Rolling Stones and, played a lot of music with Jimi Hendrix before he was Jimmy James.
Put the Peppermint Lounge on the map too in New York City.
They had like a nightclub in Manhattan at that time, my granddad was just killing the game back in the 60s, man.
Yeah, and me being an Italian from North Jersey, I have family members that knew him back then and met him and went to his shows.
It's a cultural thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, that New England, New Jersey, New York type of shit, you know, he's well known from around there. But
and then your father, Ronnie D, who was just in my studio last week laying down some saxophone for a project that AJ also worked on.
Yeah.
And now I actually have to go through and fight over solos to see whether AJ gets him or his dad gets him on saxophone. AJ's an incredible guitar player, which you guys are going to hear pretty soon here. But yeah, I used to come over to the apartment and just play these acoustic sets for 3 hours, just sitting there going through all these different songs that you wrote.
Yes, sir.
And it was always so much fun and so impressive. You're such a good guitar player. I wish I had the patience to learn as good as you did. And maybe if I spent my whole life, I still wouldn't be as good.
Well, it's, you know, before we go any further, it's a fucking honor to be here. And everybody who has been on this podcast tonight and all the people that you're affiliated with normally are fucking super cool, deep, multifaceted people.
Well, so are you, and that's why I knew you would be a great first guest, you know?
I'm happy to be here, man, and I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm happy to have you here, and I'm happy to play some of your music. We played a song of yours to open the show, Guns, Money, Drugs.
Guns, Money, and Drugs, boy, that's the song.
Tell me about that. That's a new song. Right?
Yeah, that's, so, I've been releasing music for a while and kind of under all these different, I've released music under different names, worked with different people, and some of the music's been super pop, super mainstream type music, and then the music I've been making now has just kind of been as deep as I can go artistically, and just really whatever the fuck I want to do, you know. The older you get, the more your tastes change, and the things that you would rather play and sound like change, but there's this Guns, Money, and Drugs song, and you can find it on YouTube. My name's Andrew D. Nicola.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great music up there, and you still have your SoundCloud page, right?
Yeah, I got the SoundCloud page. It's AJD on SoundCloud, and then I got Instagram. It's AJD Music on Instagram. Enough with the self-promotion.
No, but you got a lot. You really should check out his music, because I mean it should be on the radio. The song I'm going to play for you guys shortly, "Never Fall in Love Again." I mean that is it's such a commercial sound. You really got to get yourself on the radio, man. Any way that I can help, I will. Because
the radio, man.
Nah, I mean, well, get yourself known, get yourself out there, because and you're really entertaining to watch. We're gonna put a video of his performance tonight. You're gonna what's the song that you're gonna play live?
Well, I have a song. You said that the topic of tonight's podcast is division. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this song about what I think is the leading tool of division that I think gets used on people, and that would be the media.
Yeah.
You know, that would be shit that's on the television. You know, like you guys were talking about before, Fox News.
Yeah.
And you know, political debates that are put on cable TV, man. That shit divides people.
And it just turns these issues into such polarizing topics that the whole country starts fighting with each other about.
Well, people buy into. Well, I mean, they spend so much time watching this shit from when they're a little kid that they believe that that's actually what reality is, man.
Yeah.
And if you go out in day-to-day life, man, a lot of times, and you know, you and I together, even the short time that we've known each other, we've seen some bad shit happen to people.
Yeah.
But the way that it's portrayed on the news is not actually where we live. It doesn't actually appear that way. You know, people, I think, are mostly good, and I think people mostly want to put their best foot forward. But when you watch the news, it puts you into a fucking panic,
yeah,
man.
it certainly doesn't feel that way.
Why? Because they want to get votes, and because they want you to buy shit.
Yeah,
you know? And
they want you on one side of the argument or the
man.
other.
They want your money, and they want your vote.
I think we all need to realize that, you know, when it comes down to it, we are all so much more united than we are divided.
Absolutely.
And music, you know, one of the main reasons why music is such a important part of my life is because of how much it does bring everybody together. As someone who's been to 70 Nine Inch Nails concerts and had a whole family built around my passion for just one band, let alone all the friends I made through high school and college. I went to Full Sail for recording arts. I surround myself with musicians all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys are the guys that I relate to the most,
yeah,
even though I spent my childhood auditioning instead of practicing an instrument.
Some of my best friends in the whole world are people that are in their 60s. And that's so strange and rare. But the reason why it is because these are guys that I play in bands with. These are guys I do gigs with. You know what I mean? So different ages, people from different countries, people from different backgrounds, people that fucking think differently, man. They come together either, for me, it's through the performance of music and then through the love of music, man. Like, if you go to a concert, man, nobody is there trying to divide each other and trying to fight and trying to, argue and battle over whatever their ideas of the state of the nation are. They're there to see a fucking show, man. They're there to hear music. And the art, same with you, movies. All that stuff is what unites people. It's just when you get into government-run media, that's, I think, is the main thing that's fucking people up. Because the information isn't true. And there's a goal that they have, and the goal is advertise and get you to vote a certain way. And it fucks people up. So I think
it does. It pushes the dividing lines.
Yeah. And
emboldens them
really
even further.
That's the song I'll play is pretty much about that, man. It's about different forms of media and how it fucks your shit up.
What's that song called?
It's called The TV.
The TV.
Now the TV. This is a song that I wrote with my band called the Superstars. Now the Superstars are here in Tampa. We're part of the local Tampa music scene. We're a funk band. We're a soul band. We're a party band. We're here to entertain. At any given time, there could be 10 to 15 people standing on that stage as part of the Superstars.
Yeah.
Horn
they're
sections.
fantastic. I've gotten to see them live. Mikey Z's mother is a singer in the band, and your dad, Ronnie D, is fantastic in the band. And they're a lot of fun.
Up. We got some cool videos up on YouTube, the Superstars. But so this song debuted on that record, and it's just fun. It's loud. It's fast. It's in your face. But yeah, it's about media and how it divides us.
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, there's also another song that you guys all know AJ from without knowing that you know AJ from, because you've seen it you've heard it in your house a million times. What song is that everybody knows?
Dude, so if you're late, if you're at home, it's late at night, you may hear a jingle that floats on through your ears that comes out of your TV, man. It's the Honda I Like It jingle.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming on late at night, you might hear something like this. Honda, I like it! And that's me. That's me. I'm that guy. You got other people on the podcast that run fucking movies and direct shit.
Yeah, but I think that's more popular than all of it, honestly.
My big claim to fame is the Honda commercial, dude.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get you in the live room right now, and you're going to perform your new song. First, I'm going to play a song of his that I think should have been on the radio for years. When did you write this song, Never Fall in Love?
Oh,
Again?
I don't know, maybe 3 years ago I wrote this song, and yeah, man, it's a pop jangle.
All right, as we move him over to the live room, I'm going to play this song. Enjoy it, guys.
I am starting to regret every dollar that I spent on a love that didn't last. I should have never spent my cash. All the love I could have made when I was chained up as your slave. Now everybody gets a piece because the beauty freed the beast. I will never fall in love again. 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 Every concert that I missed just to listen to you, bitch. Now that you're out of my way, I should've went to Juice today, yeah. When I'm in the studio, you keep blowing up my phone. How am I gonna write my prostitutes when you won't leave the fucking room. Hey, I will never fall in love again. 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 I gotta get away from love now. Gotta get away from love now. Gotta get away from love now. Gotta get away, gotta get away. I will never fall in love again. I will never fall in love again. I will never fall in love again. I know I'm sounding crazy, but I'm done. I will never fall in love again. I will never fall in love again. I will never fall in love again. No, I'm sounding crazy, but I'm done.
Oh, yeah, that song. Love that song.
Thank you, bro.
It's great. All right, so AJ is live in the studio now. He's in the live room. And, yeah, let's hear this. So this song is called The TV.
All right, here we go.
Do you stare at your bedroom wall? You stare at a movie screen. Me, I've been staring for way too long. Hope it doesn't ruin me. MTV makes you crazy. Fox 13 makes you blind. Pay-per-view's got its hold on you. This is just a sign of the times. Watched through everything 1,000 times. Now you're feeling jaded. Thinking of ways you can change your life. Get up out the matrix. MTV makes me crazy. Fox 13 makes me blind. Pay-per-view's got its hold on you. This is just a sign of the times. Do you stare at your bedroom wall? You stare at a movie screen. Me, I've been staring for way too long. Hope it doesn't ruin me. MTV makes me crazy. Fox 13 makes me blind. Pay-per-view's got its hold on you. This is just a sign. This is just a sign of the time.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
beautiful, man.
Thank you very much. Man.
Hey, that's fantastic.
All right,
AJD, everybody.
Thank you.
Definitely go check out his music. AJ's worked with me on a bunch of projects. I know he's going to work with me on a bunch more. What a fantastic artist. Thank you, AJ, for being in here tonight.
My pleasure, man.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me mute the right thing here. All right. Oh, guys, thank you so much for being with me tonight on my inaugural podcast. I got a lot of plans coming up. We got some really great guests that are going to be on the air. Kane Hodder, as I mentioned, Joey Fatone. Miko Hughes is going to be on in a couple weeks. John Dugan from Chainsaw Massacre. And a bunch of great musicians, local guys that I've worked with and that I've had the opportunity to record at the studio. I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Joe, let me pull you back up. You should be there, right?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, try not to move that too much.
Sorry.
All right.
I love it, though.
Yeah, wasn't he awesome?
Yeah, he was great, man.
So we recorded that. I'm going to upload that up onto... I'm going to upload that up onto YouTube tonight or tomorrow. There'll be a video of that. I might just have to go home tonight and take some more Tylenol and get back under the blankets, get back into my robe. I am shot. But I'm happy that I was able to be here tonight.
Do you want me to come
No,
over?
that was not an invite. That was nothing even close to an invite.
I don't know. I felt like it was.
But anyways, I really had a lot of fun talking to you guys tonight, and the show was fun. I think we got to talk about this topic a little bit. I wanted to sum up tonight's topic by taking a minute to share my thoughts on the issue. These bold dividing lines, they're ever expanding of late, and they desperately aspire to push us further and further apart by making the varied voices of our opinions impossible to hear, over our deafening defense mechanisms and our foolish pride. I think the desire to compete is a healthy one, and the desire to win at that in which we compete is understandable. However, we cannot allow these desires to be polluted by an unwillingness to hear the other side. And I think that counterpoint loses its impact completely when we're absolutely unwilling to listen. And we all know that the division in this country is probably not going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. As long as we allow them to, I think those that want to see us torn apart will continue to pick at our emotions and our sensitivities and our stubbornness and our need to win, while all along, attempting to exploit our weaknesses. But I believe that our differences that separate us should be our strength, and they should motivate us to strive for the common cause of good and peace and harmony and success. And we cannot allow division to thrive. In fact, I think we need to refuse to allow these polarizing issues of the world to build a wall in between the meaningful emotional connections that we share with friends and family. I know that I've had to unfriend some people over arguments, and I certainly do my best not to do that, but I think we've all lost people over this division. I think it's important that we always appreciate the common bonds that keep us united. The forces that be can try their hardest to separate us, but the power of being will always triumph if we work together. We cannot save our unity for only times of extreme crisis. We need to recognize and appreciate what unifies us now, because the longer we stand divided, the harder we will fall, united by the reality that we've all lost. So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. That's the final note. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. I'm going to play us out with a song. This is from the band called You Are a Toy that we recorded in the studio a couple years ago. This is a song called Judith Preach. We'll be back next week, Wednesday night at 8. I'll be announcing later on in the week our guests for next week. Thank you guys for joining in, and we'll see you next time.
Final Note. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.